Thank you, ma'am. So, Jai Hind, everyone. I am serial number 2143, and today I'll be giving my views on COVID pandemic, a big message. What day is today? Who can tell anymore? Since this hostile new virus seeped in our shores. But this adversity actually brings opportunity, we all know. And so this COVID also brought us. Let us talk about the messages and deep learning which are hidden here. So, the biggest message I would say is that we have to be prepared for everything, as anything can happen, and before it becomes an emergency, we have to be prepared. Let me make it more simple. When was Swachh Bharat mission launched? Any guesses? 2014. Few of you might knew it, but many of you may not. Because it was just the government's campaign then. We didn't even contributed a bit until this COVID pandemic came. Now we wash our hands every hour. We willingly clean our surroundings. We are using handkerchiefs effectively. We are sanitizing things before use. And we are adopting healthy and clean habits. Wasn't this one of the objective of Swachh Bharat Abhiyan 2014? But we weren't prepared then. But now we are. Similar thing happened with this Atmanirbhar Bharat campaign as well. India's goal of self-reliance was in policies and papers since last 6, 7 years. But this crisis gave us message on how to speed up our efforts in the right direction. No, no, I'm not only talking about us not using the Chinese app, but by my experience now, whenever I go to any shop and I buy anything, I just not only check the MRP and expiry date, but I also make sure the Make in India tag in the product. In real terms, this epidemic made us realize our abilities, our resources, our strengths and weaknesses also. And not to mention how many small scale businessmen, the online growth, the education, the dancers, cooks, singers, memers, the gamers, many content creators came out when people started knowing their inner abilities. And a very important message about distancing I would like to mention. Like, we used to be very active in social media earlier, but we were actually very much disconnected from the society. Like, few months back, there was an experience. I was out on a walk with my sister and I met few of my childhood friends, but my sister told me not to talk much because we have to be safe and we have to maintain social distancing. So I just realized, is this the real social distancing? Like, no, we can effectively follow the physical distancing of 2 feet even when we are socially active at the same time. We are the live examples here. I'm sitting in a valley of Uttarakhand and I'm socially connected with you all very well, even when I'm physically 1300 kilometers apart. Isn't that wonderful? Yes, we have to make our distance, we don't have to make our distance with society. It may lead to stress and depression like conditions, which was very common during this pandemic as well. We just need a physical distancing in our lifestyle to be safe. Again, if I talk about the nation as a whole, we also need to push our research sector and indigenous manufacturing units, I would say. Because at least it must be sufficient for our own needs. Because we all know that during this lockdown, also, we were in sort of even the basic things like the sanitizers, masks, PPE kits, testing kits. It wasn't even sufficient for our own people. Like, exporting is the broader term then. Though we handled it beautifully, even I took just 10 days to learn making masks and PPE kits, and we donated it to the frontliners as a part of our NCC activity. So it was very interesting. One more message I would like to share here about nature. Everyone even talked about that earlier. From a very long time, we are living in this planet as if we have another one to go to. But this pandemic made us realize the real importance, and that we have to conserve it, we have to preserve it, and we have to maintain the ecological balance. One more general experience I'll share here. Like, earlier I was used to of ground sports, outing, tours, making out with friends and families and so on. But suddenly this lockdown was announced and I thought, how will I stay happy now? I just have to stay at home. It's too boring. But very soon did I realize that the real happiness is not in the outer world. It lies within us. We have to create it, and we can create it anywhere, anytime. At last, I'll just end saying, let's come together for this new day that's dawned and give thanks to God, frontliners, and every single person because of whom we woke this morning. No more are we lost. We have been found, and it's a high cost because we have moved to a fresh ground. And this message is bright in front of us because we all survived. And blessed is this night because we are still alive. Thank you, ma'am.